Hello there and welcome back to our Golang crash course. My name is Chris Franklin. Today what we're going to talk about is using packages within Go to help organize our code and just make it a little bit easier to keep our separation of concerns when we're actually writing code. So to do this, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open up the project that I've already put together. And so I'm going to have here, this is the hello world that we had before. I've already used go mod init to create a mod file. So if I open this, you can see that we have the module defined as chris-franklin.com/gocc for our Go crash course. And so what we're going to do here is I'm going to be referencing this in just a little bit. So that's why I just wanted to show you what the name of this module actually is. And that way you can see, why we're using the name that we're using. So we're going to be using this name in just a bit for actually declaring modules. Other than this, let's go back to our main function here, or to our main file, and this is our entry point into the application. And you can already see we're bringing in another package here. We're bringing in the FMT package, which we use for formatting. If you followed along in the tutorial series already, you know that this is what we use to bring in our ability to print out to the command line so that we can see what's actually being run, okay? Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you, as I mentioned in the variables, I want to start showing you some of the shorthand for how to inline declare multiple variables on a single line, things like that, moving forward. That way we can use real idiomatic Go programming as we move forward, and that way you can see what it would look like in a real production application. So that's what I'm going to do here. So this syntax x, y means that I'm declaring two variables, and I'm going to use shorthand to say that I want to declare them inline here. And I'm going to give these two values. I'm going to say 30.0 and 40.0. Okay, so I'm declaring two variables here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this format.println and I'm going to remove the string here in the middle, and I'm going to replace it with a call to something else. I'm going to use the math package for running a couple of just quick experiments to show you how we can bring in things from other modules. You can see how to do it here with format.println, but I'll just show you again. If I do math and I hit enter here, what this is going to do is it's going to automatically import the math package for me inside of VS Code. Now I can manually do this up above, but this is a really nice shorthand. So if I hit enter here, boom, you'll see up above we have import on FMT and math now. And the way you do this, multiple imports in a single import statement, is you do your import with an open parenthesis and a closed parenthesis, and then each import on a new line, okay? So I have math, and I'm going to use the ceiling function just to show you how this works, x divided by y, and then just to kind of verify things again, I'm going to copy this whole thing, but instead of ceiling, I'm going to use floor, and I'm going to switch y and x around, okay? So that's all I'm going to do here. I'm going to say math.ceil x over y and math.floor y over x. Okay, so if I do this, go run dot. Okay, I hit go, and now you're going to see that both of these equal 1 because we're taking both of these and returning the actual integer value for each of these divisions. Okay, it is still a float 64, but they are the rounded to the nearest integer for us automatically. Okay. So this is great. This is fine. But how can we use this kind of structuring ourselves? So that's the next thing I want to show you here. So inside of our main package, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit plus on a new folder here. And I'm going to create a folder that I'm going to call hello. Okay. I'm going to create a new package called the hello package. Inside of here, I'm going to add a new file, and we can call this whatever we want, but I'm going to call it main.go because it's the main file for my hello package. Now to declare a new package, I put the name at the top here. So I'm going to say this is package hello. So this is all part of the hello package, okay? And then I can create some functions inside of here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a function that we're going to call format greeting. And I'm going to pass in a name and lowercase string. There we go. And I'm going to have this return a string. So we're going to go more into function declarations later, but this is the basics of how we declare our own custom functions. We haven't really talked about this before now, so we will have another lesson diving deep into functions, but this is the general shape that we want. We use the function keyword here, func, then we give it a name, so in this case, format greeting, and it's important to note here that the F here at the beginning is lowercase. This is going to become important here in just a moment, but I want you to see this. So format greeting, and then we have our variable with the type after. So we're passing in a name, and it's of type string. And then we're going to return, our return type here is string. Not every function has a return, but this one is going to. And so I'm going to go ahead and do my curly braces, and then inside of here, I'm going to return a string. So I'm going to return hello space, and then after this, I'm going to add the name. Okay? So I'm going to take in the name, and then I'm going to return it out. Okay? Now the curly orange line here means that we're not using this anywhere, but we will in just a second. Okay, so the reason that we're using the lowercase f here is the same reason we're going to now create another function. And I'm going to say this function is called say hello, but I'm going to use a capital S here. All right. And I'm going to pass in a name here. I'm not going to have a return type, and I'm going to do this. Okay. So now here, I'm going to use the fmt package. So fmt.print line, and I'm going to return format greeting, and I'm going to pass in the name. Okay. Now, as I said, capital S here, lowercase f here. This is super important because when we declare a package, Go knows anything that starts with a capital letter is going to be exported and used outside of that package. You'll notice here when we use fmt.println, the P is capital. Anything that's lowercase is going to be considered package private. Only things also declared within this package namespace, so in the case of hello, can see the format greeting function. Okay, so let's actually see this in use here. So I have this all ready to go. This is a whole new package I've created just for this. Now over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down a couple of lines, and I am going to call hello, and I'm going to hit enter here to say I want to bring in chris-franklin.com /gocc/hello. Okay, so I'm going to hit enter, and you'll see up here at the import, it brought it in for me. Then I'm going to say dot. Now when I say dot, I declare two functions in that package, but only say hello is visible because it starts with a capital. So this is why I said it's super important to know the difference between lowercase and capital. So now if I hit enter, it'll ask me for a name, and I'm going to pass in my own name, Chris, here. I'm going to hit save, and then I'm going to call go run, and you'll now see it says hello Chris down below. Okay? So that's it. That's the basics of how to use packages to actually solve these problems. Now, if I go back over here real quick, I can show you inside here. Now, my package structure is pretty straightforward. It's a little bit easier to see this from our terminal here. We have the Go mod at the root. We have the hello folder, which represents the hello namespace, and then we have our main function, our main.go, which is our main entry point into the application. All right, so next time we're going to dive in a little bit deeper into Go, but I just wanted to give you a really basic understanding of why we're bringing in these packages and what we're doing with them. And we'll be using this a lot more throughout the rest of this tutorial series. So I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson.